Hi there. Today I'm going to talk to you about 2026. It's around the corner, 2026. Today is the 21st of September. Today I want to concentrate on 2026 because it's going to be an important year for many of us. And it should be a year that will bring evolution, progress, success. Yes, why not? Changes. Drastic and revitalizing changes, I would say, regenerating changes. So the planets concerned by what I've just said are Uranus and Pluto. You see, Uranus is going to transit in Gemini. Right now it is still in Gemini, but it's retrograding into Taurus. It's going to realign with the sign Taurus. So for now, we are not going to talk about that, but from 2026 onward, naturally, from the 1st of January, we need to take into consideration the fact that Uranus is in Taurus. Because the influence of Uranus is going to become very strong and I would say most probably very positive for many of us from the moment it re-enters in Gemini. And that is going to happen on the 25th of April, 2026. So you better get ready for that, because the event is something that already occurred in 2025, because Uranus has had that short period of transit in Gemini. But it was just a glimpse, of what you could actually get if you get ready for it. And getting ready for it means, what are you going to do to obtain the best possible result? That is the question. So Uranus in Gemini will be in harmony with Pluto in Aquarius, because they're both air signs. So signs belonging to the same element are by definition compatible and complementary. So the relationship between Uranus and Pluto, I've already talked about it in the video that I made for 2025. Watch it if you haven't watched it yet. But I warned that it was just a first occurrence during which what is going to happen should be seen as a first step into a new dimension, a new life, and perhaps a new world. Because what Pluto is going to do to society around the world during its 20-year transit in Aquarius is extremely important, because it is extremely rare. The last time it occurred was 248 years before 2024. And of course, the transit then lasted also for 20 years. So just have a look on the internet at what happened when actually Pluto was last transiting in Aquarius. And you will find out that its influence was crucial to the regeneration of society. And that was not something that came so easy. There was a lot of hard work to put into that new society that emerged then, which is still actually valuable today. But by the time the transit ends, that is 2042, 43, society will have changed completely, thanks most probably to the influence of Uranus, actually, because Uranus represents, the electrical energy that we are invested with. So that energy is necessary for our neurons to work, and for our body as well, for our organs, and for our heart. There are electrical pulses pulses, I would say, that rhythm the beating of our heart. So the energy of Uranus is linked to anything that has to do with the higher potential of the human consciousness. And that means that perhaps during this period, extraterrestrial communication will become a fact. Uranus is going to remain 7 years in Aquarius. And for the 7 years or so, it will be in harmony with Pluto. It will remain quite positive because it will feed the need of society to be born again somehow. And, to be born again, you need to die. So that means that a certain society as we know it today is going to die to the benefit of a new one that's going to emerge from the ashes of the old one. That is necessary. And artificial intelligence is most probably going to play a vital role in the development of that society from 2026. So it's on the 25th of April, 2026, that Uranus enters again in Gemini. And although it's going to be subject to retrogradation periods, it's not going to realign with Taurus. It will remain in Gemini. So it is a very interesting transit because Gemini is linked to Mercury, and Mercury is linked to the brain, to the consciousness and to our neurons as well. So there will be, for some of us, at least many of us, I would say, working overtime. And if your intellect works overtime, it's most probably because you will need to find solutions or create new sort of environment for yourself and for your family. But society itself is going to change, so we need to also adjust and adapt to that change in society. And a drastic change will, of course, create smaller ones that will follow. So it is an interesting configuration because it is a trine, right? That's what we call it in astrology, this type of configuration. It's an angle of about 120 degrees. And it will favor the ability that we, naturally have to regenerate. And that will apply to our organs. It will also apply to our mind, our way of thinking, our way of perceiving the world and dealing with what happens around us will become a source of inspiration for many. And of course, a source of invention, inventing new devices, inventing new tools, and inventing a new way of life. So 2026 marks, in my opinion, the true beginning of that era of complete change and transformation. So you need to be aware of that, and if you are, you will belong to those who will benefit from this configuration. Other people may, of course, but if you are ready and if you know what's coming, especially when it's good, then you can really make sure that what is coming is going to be good for you, and even better than what it would be if you didn't know that it was coming in your life. But as I said, other people who may not know about it and don't even want to know about it will also be somehow favored by this configuration. But they won't recognize that it comes from that. It will most probably also come from ourselves. I mean, we need to do things, to somehow be part of the evolution of society, but also to be rewarded for our effort and dispositions as well. If you're in a good disposition about what happens in society, you will benefit from it. If you're not, you will create a blockage and you will remain old school, which could be okay. I mean, it's for everyone to decide for oneself. But there are other planets, of course, that will come into play. And the two other ones I want to mention are Saturn and Neptune. And we'll talk about that in the following video. See you soon then. Bye for now.